Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, as well as Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody who knows me knows I have asthma. Talk show hosts should not have asthma. Sometimes, and you've all known that I've had to stop the show several times just to go on a coughing gag and to come back a little bit later on the show. But I have a product and I've been trying this out and I absolutely love this. It's on sale through Amazon. If you'll get that link right there, type that in. Now, you don't have to have asthma to use this, because I'm going to tell you about reasons you need to be breathing better and the connection it has from breathing better to cognitive issues you could be possibly having in your brain. It doesn't matter what your age is. And I'm not going to say that it prevents you from having Alzheimer's or dementia or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm noticing a huge difference in using this thing right here. So what it is, it's a breathing lung expansion and mucus removal device. Sounds gross, but I'm going to tell you what, this thing works. I'm not taking any medications. I have my inhaler. I've not used this in days. And so prior to having this product right here, I would have to go through the inhaler, do the inhaler, and let this go into my lungs so I wouldn't gross you guys out by coughing and that kind of thing. This, again, absolutely no medication whatsoever. This is an all-natural device. Now, the way this works, you'd actually take this part off right here, and this is what you breathe into, kind of like this device right here, my inhaler. Okay, now this is what you do. So it comes, it's easy to handle, it's easy to work. It actually comes with two of these little balls. It's like a metal ball, and then this right here actually fits inside the device. It's this easy, it's really easy to do. You just throw that in there, and then you put this on here. Now, this is the key to using this device. And again, you don't have to have asthma. You can have a bad cold, allergy season, whatever. There's so many reasons. Everybody in your family needs one of these. 47% off. Regular price on these is $29.99. In some cases, I've seen them priced higher than that. And this one's on sale for $15.99. So what you do, you have to kind of hold this up just a bit. So what you'll do is you'll hold this in your mouth. You have to breathe in, okay? You go. Did you hear that? So what happens is it just kind of makes this kind of like a little rotation thing. It causes your lungs to intake oxygen a different way. So, and I love it. Now, I do this in the mornings and also at night before I go to bed. Now, the important thing is holding it the correct way. Now, after you've used this, you need to wash it, okay? You probably don't have to. I just do. So, real easy. Take this off. There's the little ball that comes with it. There's this. You just gentle dishwashing detergent. No big deal. Wash it, rinse it good, set it over to the side, have it ready for in the morning, first thing in the morning. I was afraid because I have a breathing treatment machine. I've not used that thing since I had COVID. That thing was, I hate it. I mean, it's just, you plug it up to, it's run by electricity. You have to put the solution of stuff in it. And it's pre-measured, pre-bought, and all this kind of stuff. And I just don't like it. And it kind of makes me depressed for some reason. I don't know why every time I use that. And it takes, I just go through this little funk. Have you ever been in a funk before? Every time I've used that, I have. Not so with this. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking. I found this really good article. Oh, and by the way, my clarity is better. I need that, because if you can't breathe correctly, it affects your brain. You get this brain fog. You've heard of that. So this is a website. It's a trusted website, by the way, neurosciencenews.com. So here is the summary, and I can just tell you this is true, okay? So intricate links between breathing and memory recall have been unraveled by recent scientific research, painting a more complex picture of our cognitive processes. So studies reveal that the rhythm of our breathing can influence that activity, impacting cognitive functions such as emotional processing and memory recall. The most compelling evidence highlights that inhalation, particularly through the nose, can improve memory function. As this field of study emerges, these insights could lead to novel therapeutic approaches for cognitive decline and memory-related conditions. Now, here are some key facts. Number one, the rhythm of our breathing creates electrical activity in the brain, enhancing emotional judgment and memory recall, with this effect being most pronounced during the inhalation through the nose. Now, the brain areas linked to emotion and memory are significantly affected by the rhythm of breathing, suggesting that the act of breathing can modulate the functions of these regions. Number three, deep controlled breathing, often used in mindfulness practices, can improve working memory capacity, the kind of memory we use to hold and manipulate information over short periods. The source is through Neuroscience News. Now, breathing, it's an automatic process. We often don't give it a second thought. We just breathe and just don't even think about how we're breathing. Yet recent scientific discoveries have begun to shed light on fascinating relationship between breathing and memory function. So, our breath influences our neutral activity, which in turn impacts our cognitive functions, including attention, memory recall, and emotional processing. Now, the rhythm of our breathing creates electrical activity in the brain that contributes to the enhancement of emotional judgments and memory recall. So, in fact, a study led by Christina Zelano, she's a Northwestern University, demonstrated that the act of breathing specifically through the nose can have a direct impact on cognitive functions such as memory recall. Her research team also carried out a series of experiments involving human subjects and found that memory recall was significantly better during inhalation compared to exhalation. This effect was most pronounced when the subjects were breathing through their noses. Now, the study showed that the rhythm of breathing, we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes, can induce changes in the brain, enhancing the emotional judgment and improving memory recall. Furthermore, the two brain regions linked to emotion, memory function, and smell are significantly affected by the breathing rhythm. These areas of the brain are part of the limbic system, which controls emotions and memory. It's thought that the act of breathing can modulate the functions of these brain regions, therefore influencing memory and emotional processing. How often has something just happened just like that? I know Phil and I were coming home one day, and I was driving the car, and it was a wet day. We were going down the mountain, Lookout Mountain. So we were going down the mountain going home. So this guy just comes out of nowhere, did not stop at the stop sign, anything. I had to think really fast. I was the one driving. And so I had two choices, okay? And it's so funny how your brain can think all these different things. It's like in only just a few seconds, and you're thinking like 30 minutes worth of how can I make this work? So he's coming head on at me. I'm blowing my horn. I'm doing everything I possibly can do. I could have let him hit us, and it would probably have killed us because it would have backed us into the mountain, because there were rocks and things all around, and it was a narrow road, by the way. I could have kept going this way. It could have killed him, because he could have went down the mountain and rolled down, and it could have killed him. That would have been, even though it wasn't my fault, it would have been a terrible thing to have to live with. So what I decided to do, I didn't stop, but I slowed down really, really fast, and I just took kind of like a quick onto where I didn't go into the mountains. I didn't climb, I didn't go into that, but it did cause us, it did ruin the car. We wound up having to get a new car after that. But there are moments that you have to be able to think quick to prevent an accident. You see a child running out in front of a car, just different things like that you need to be able to think quick on your feet. Breathing exercises will do it. Okay, my mind doesn't feel so cloggy, like foggy, after using this right here. Click that link right there. It's Amazon, and that'll get you to that sale. You get 40%, 47% off of that. You need it whether you have asthma or not. Every person in your entire family needs to have this. Okay. Let's see. We got to right here. A study published the Journal of Sports. And let's see what time it is, because I'm not sure that. There we go. Okay, I'm doing good. Okay, so this suggests the deep breathing control. We talked about that. So while the relationship between breathing and memory remains an emerging field, these findings suggest exciting possibilities for future research and potential therapeutic applications. So understanding the impact of breathing on memory could have implications for interventions related to cognitive decline, stress, anxiety, and conditions such as ADHD, which I had as a kid. It wasn't diagnosed, but I had it, and Alzheimer's disease. In conclusion, it seems that the simple act of breathing, often taken for granted, can play a significant role in our cognitive functions, specifically memory recall. So next time you're struggling to remember something, take a moment, take a deep breath. How many times has somebody said, maybe you got some bad news, and you don't know how to take it? You know, how do I take this in my brain? And then someone said, sit down, breathe, take deep breaths. And you found that actually helped you. So it appears that our breath holds more power over our brains than we might think. And so I've got more information for you. Oh yeah, I've got to hurry up and take a commercial break. Man, that went by really fast, didn't it? We'll be right back in just a minute, so you hang in there, okay?
The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors, and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a My Pillow or not, you need to get the brand new My Pillow 2.0. Call or go to mypillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319 and let's think of the possibilities. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Okay, we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio. We're talking about breathing right now and how that can help you. This is something, no medication, nothing at all. And I do have asthma, and so a lot of you know I can get into a coughing jag at any time. I've been actually living off of this thing right here. I don't like it. I don't like it because I still feel like, even though it's medication, something going into my lungs. That maybe you don't, you have asthma and you're fine with it. I want an all-natural approach, and I found it with this thing right here. And I described that in the very first part of the show. So if you're just now listening, there'll be a playback of this, and you can see what I'm talking about. You can buy this. It's it's actually 47% off. Regular price on this is $29.99. It's only $15.99, and that includes shipping. So go to that website. I'm just begging you. I don't do this often. You need this whether you have asthma or not. You need to be able to breathe better, okay, because that's going to help you later on in life with your cognitive issues. I found I have a lot less brain fog just by using this right here. By the way, I sleep better at nights too, so that's another thing. Okay, so here is another part of the article. It's rhythm on breathing and how that affects memory and fear. So let's talk about this for just a few seconds. Okay, breathing is not just for oxygen. It's now linked to brain function and behavior. So Northwestern medicine scientists have discovered for the first time that the rhythm of breathing creates electrical activity in the human brain that enhances emotional judgments and memory recall. These effects on behavior depend critically on whether you inhale or exhale and whether you breathe through the nose or the mouth. In the study, individuals were able to identify a fearful face quickly if they encountered the face when breathing in compared to breathing out. Individuals were also more likely to remember an object if they encountered it on the inhaled breath more than the exhaled one. So the effect disappeared if the breathing was through the mouth. Okay, one of the major findings in this study is that there is a dramatic difference in brain activity during the inhalation compared with exhalation. Okay, and we talked about this lady earlier, and she's the lead author, Christina Zeleno, assistant professor for neurology at Northwestern University, Feinberg School of Medicine. So when you breathe in, we discovered you are stimulating neurons in the cortex all across the limbic system. Okay, so this study was published actually this past year, December the 6th, in the Journal of Neuroscience. So Northwestern scientists first discovered these differences in brain activity while studying 7 patients with epilepsy who were scheduled for brain surgery. Now, a week prior to surgery, a surgeon implanted electrodes into the patient's brains in order to identify the origin of their seizures. This allowed scientists to acquire psychological data directly from their brains. The recorded electrical signals showed brain activity fluctuated with breathing. So the activity occurs in brain areas where emotions, memory, and smells are processed. This discovery led scientists to ask whether cognitive functions typically associated with these brain areas, in particular fear processing and memory, could also be affected by breathing. So let's go ahead. There's more. I mean, there's lots of great info right here. You can find this in neurosciencenews.com. So in particular, scientists asked about 60 subjects to take rapid decisions on emotional expressions in the lab environment while recording their breathing. Presented with pictures of faces showing expressions of either fear or surprise, the subjects had to indicate as quickly as they could which emotion each face was expressing. So when faces were encountered during inhalation, subjects recognized them as fearful more quickly than faces were encountered during exhalation. This was not true for faces expressing surprise. These effects diminished when subjects performed the same task while breathing through their mouths. Thus, the effect was specific to fearful stimuli during nasal breathing only. In this experiment, which is aimed at accessing memory function, the same subjects were shown pictures of objects on a computer screen and told to remember them later. So later they were asked to recall these subjects. The researchers found that recall was better if the images were encountered during inhalation. The findings imply that rapid breathing may confer an advantage when someone is in a dangerous situation. So if you're in a panic state, your breathing rhythm becomes faster. As a result, you spend more time inhaling than when you're in a calm state. Thus, our body's innate response to fear when breathing faster could have a positive impact to brain function and result in faster response times to dangerous stimuli in the environment. Now, another potential insight of the research is on the basic mechanisms of meditation or focused breathing. Now, when you inhale, you are in a sense synchronizing brain functions across the limbic network. Now, about this memory research article, other Northwestern authors include Heidi Jang and others. Now, the findings, the study was supported by grants, and it tells you the grant names and the numbers that way, from the National Institute on Deafness Communication Disorders and the National Institutes of Health. Okay, so in the abstract, the need to breathe links the system to the respiratory rhythms that draw air through the nose. Now, in rodents and in other small animals, slow oscillations of local field potential activity are driven to the rate of breathing. And this doesn't make any sense to me, but to a scientist it would. It's -2, -12 Hz. Okay, and this is found also in the cortex. The faster bursts are coupled with specific phases of the respiratory cycle. So these dynamic rhythms are thought to regulate cortical excitability and coordinate network interactions, helping to shape the coding, memory, and the behavior. However, while respiratory oscillations are a hallmark of olfactory system function in animals, direct evidence for such patterns is lacking in humans. In this study, we acquired the EEG data from rare patients, according to the author, PEES, with medically epilepsy, enabling us to test the hypothesis that cortical activity could be entrained in the human respiratory cycle. albeit so much slower rhythm. It says the results reveal that natural breathing, synchronizes electrical activity in human piriform cortex as well as limbic-related brain areas. Now, notably, the oscillatory power peaked during the inspiration and dissipated when breathing was diverted from nose to mouth. Now, parallel behavior experiments showed that breathing phase enhances fear, discrimination, and memory retrieval. Our findings provide, says the author, a unique framework for understanding the pivotal role of nasal breathing in coordinating neutronal oscillations to support stimulus processing and behavior. Now, I wanted to mention this to you as well. Significant statement, and this is what they wanted to put in here as well. So a significant statement means the animal studies have shown long that olfactory activity emerges in line with the natural rhythm of breathing, even in the absence of odor stimulus. Now, whether the breathing cycle induces chordal oscillations in the human brain is poorly understood. They really don't understand why. In this study, though, we collected the EEG data from rare patients with medically intractable epilepsy and found evidence for the respiratory entrainment of a local field potential activity in human piriform cortex. These effects diminished when breathing was diverted to the mouth, highlighting the importance of nasal airflow for generating respiratory oscillations. So finally, behavioral data in healthy subjects suggest that breathing phase systematically influences cognitive tasks related to these functions. Long story short, I'll just tell you my experiment in using this. And I wanted to use it before I even mentioned it to you, okay? I do those things. But I had been told by someone that this right here would be a fantastic thing and would help me in my breathing. Now, I will tell you this. It's boring just to do breathing exercises, and I've done that for a while. Then you get bored with it and you just quit doing it. But what you need to do is get yourself in a habit of doing breathing exercises, whether you buy this or not. You need to get into a habit. So, and tests have shown something that you'll do for 21 days, you'll just continually keep doing it. It's just a habit-forming thing. So what came with this is a habit development card. So after a long time of exercise, the effect of using breathing lung expansion, this right here, and mucus removal device will be more obvious. I noticed a difference the first day. Now, not everybody does, okay? It could take you 2 weeks or a month. So you just really have to stick with it. So it's recommended to do exhalation exercises once a day. At the first time of practicing, you may feel tired or you could feel dizzy. Now, when you feel tired, please take a break. The training intensity and cycle vary with people's physique, so please do it at your own pace. It's going to depend on, issues. If you're a very healthy person, you don't have asthma, but maybe you're having some cognitive issues, it's not going to hurt you or hamper you like it would somebody like me who has asthma. I remember the first, and the reason it probably didn't hurt me is I had already been doing some sort of breathing exercise. Now, did I do it every day? I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. When you start out with this, you need to do it once a day. Now, I'm up to 2 times a day. So in the morning when I wake up, and then at night when I go to bed. And again, I found not only is my memory better, I can think faster on my feet, and I just feel better, and I sleep better. So I bought another one. I've got another one right here for Phil. I want him because his sleeping patterns are just terrible. And so we're going to see what that does for him. So anyway, he's going to start on his treatment, and I'll let you know how that affects his sleeping as well. Okay? My name is Donna Thiesel. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. Find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, netnewsnetwork.net. You take care.